Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Donald Matz, Chair of the Anatomy Department. On behalf of Ed Christofferson, our coordinator of the Body Donor Program, the faculty and staff of the Department of Anatomy, I would like to welcome the DMU president, faculty, staff, students, and especially our extended DMU family. The families of those individuals who donated their bodies to further the education of our healthcare professional students. As the COVID-19 pandemic continues, we would all love to be together in person to honor and share stories of the donors with their families. Unfortunately, we are still unable to bring the community together due to health safety concerns. We here at DMU still have a desire to reach out to our community with this special online streaming service to honor our body donors who shared their special gifts this past year. We are grateful that we have the ability to continue and present this special annual memorial service from the DMU campus. This has been a very tough year for live anatomical instruction with our body donors, but I want to take time to thank all the faculty, staff, and students this year for their patience and comments as we explored unique ways to teach the basic science of medicine, which serves as the educational skeleton for students we are educating for their healthcare professions. We still were able, albeit in a virtual environment and with socially distant guidelines for live anatomy labs with our donors, the intricacies of anatomical structure and variation that our body donors offered to our healthcare professional students. Our faculty and students worked hard to prepare for a virtual anatomy experience, and I feel the experience was a difficult transition, but still educationally meaningful for all our students. The faculty and staff take great pride in the teaching of human anatomy and working with the gift your family members gave to Des Moines University. You can and will see by the written tributes to the donors and the student representative speeches that our students in the College of Osteopathic Medicine, College of Podiatric Medicine and Surgery, and the College of Health Sciences are deeply touched by the gift that your loved ones gave to us. Students, you now have seen your body donors as they were in life from their heartfelt pictures that were sent to us by their families for this service. I'm often asked how the donors in life come to the decision of donating their bodies to the university. As you view the donor photos, just a tiny glimpse in their lifetime, you can see that they have lived incredible lives. They left wonderful memories to their families and home communities, to their country, and with their donation to the DMU community. Reflect for a second on their decision of body donation. While they were living, as you and the families can testify, they decided to give one more offering to their family, community, their world. They came to a humanistic, unique, and incredible decision to continue to promote life upon leaving this physical world, an offer of themselves in body donation. They wanted to continue to support the living by contributing their bodies, their life history, and be a significant part in the training of our future healthcare professionals. So students and family members, as you listen to the student speeches and the musical selections within this service honoring these special individuals, think of how their donation will affect the many lives our students will touch as they continue down their chosen professional paths. As a human anatomist, I've had the distinct honor and privilege to work with the donors and our students. I've often discussed and impressed on our students that these donors, now silent, speak loudly to them as their teachers of this, the basic scientific knowledge of medicine. We, their faculty, are educational facilitators of their human anatomical artwork. Without the gift your family members have given to DMU, we would not be able to lay the foundational component necessary to further their knowledge of the art of medicine. This service is to honor the lives, the donation, and the spirit of the individuals who, with their donation and gift, are an integral part of the Des Moines University community.
May it be an evening star shines down upon you. May it be when darkness falls, your heart will be true. You walk a lonely road, oh how far you are from home. Morning air, truly hang. Believe and you will find your way. Morning air, along the end, a promise lives within you now. May it be the shadows call, we'll fly away. May it be your journey on to light the day. When the night is overcome, you may rise to find the sun. Morning air, truly hang. Believe and you will find your way. Morning air, along the end, a promise lives within you now. A promise lives within you
Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Angela Franklin, President and CEO at Des Moines University. Thank you all for coming to join us as we give a heartfelt thank you to the family and friends of those who have made the ultimate sacrifice and given unselfishly to advance the training of our future healthcare providers. All over the world, as each new generation of students begin their studies in medicine and other clinical disciplines, they will study the structure of the human body to understand how it functions and to learn how the normal function is altered by disease. Thanks to the early work of a Flemish anatomist and physician hundreds of years ago, learning anatomy through dissection is an irreplaceable and privileged part of a practitioner's training. The science of medicine has been advanced thanks to the human sacrifice of those who make this commitment. It is an awesome contribution. Your loved ones, grandmothers, grandfathers, mothers, fathers, sons, daughters, aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews, cousins, and friends, have given us an invaluable gift which we respect and honor. This is a day that we honor their contribution to science and education. What a noble legacy. Des Moines University, as a health sciences university, is committed to providing the best educational experiences and clinical training for our students. We are dedicated to primary care, prevention, and the delivery of compassionate, patient-centered care. Professional integrity and respect for others are also primary tenets of the expectations we have for our future caregivers. We also require that students maintain sensitivity and respect for those who give of themselves to aid in their training, whether they are alive and well or deceased as donors. That we can assure you. However, at this moment, we also acknowledge your sorrow as family members. There's a quote I recall which states, "Death leaves a heartache no one can heal, but love leaves a memory no one can steal." As you reflect on this gift, which has been given to us and our students by your loved ones, we also thank you for your personal sacrifice and commitment in letting go of the physical being and embracing the memory of the spirit of the person who is no longer with us. We recognize how difficult this may be, but hope you find comfort in knowing that they have provided an invaluable service. So I close with this. Those we love don't go away. They walk beside us every day. Unseen, unheard, but always near. So loved, so missed, so very dear. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Kelsey Linderblood, and I'm here today representing the DO class of 2024. I first want to thank the DMU Administration, Body Donor Program, Dr. Matz, and the Anatomy Department and faculty for a few things this year. The first thing I'd like to thank them for is their commitment to our education during this unprecedented time. They've been able to keep the campus community safe and students involved as much as possible this year. The second thing I'd like to thank them for is their adaptability and willingness to learn and integrate new technology and teaching methods within our anatomy and other course curricula. Finally, I want to thank them for their patience, their willingness to accept feedback, and their support of students. The first year of medical school traditionally consists of many hours spent inside the gross anatomy lab with our donors, with a group of our peers, working as a team to study an intricate puzzle. As new medical students, it's one of the first classes that we take that really excites us. Unfortunately, because of our unique circumstances, that wasn't exactly the case for the class of 2024. Instead, our first year was spent with your loved ones mostly through a screen, with limited optional in-person interaction. It is commonly said that our body donors are our first patients, but in 2020, our body donors were like our first telemedicine patients. As you can imagine, this came with its own set of challenges. But we also learned some important lessons that will help shape us as physicians. Privacy is incredibly important for all patients, and we took it very seriously when it came to your loved ones as well. As students, we were always very careful where we watched our anatomy labs and were conscious of who was around. Before writing this speech, I asked some of my classmates what they'd like to express to the families of the body donors if given the chance. They all said that they were deeply thankful and appreciative for the gift the body donors have given us, and that the experience has been invaluable to our education, even though that the lab format has been modified due to the ongoing pandemic. The impact that your loved one has made with the donation is not necessarily immeasurable, however. With organ donations, we often hear how many lives someone has saved with their donation. We can do something similar with body donation. Every donor helped train around 220 students from the DO class of 2024. According to some healthcare IT experts, it's not unreasonable for one doctor to see 25,000 patients throughout their career. This means that your loved one's selfless donation will likely impact a minimum of 5 million patients. This figure only considers the DO students in the class and doesn't include patients that other healthcare students will care for in their careers, such as the DPM students and the PA students that also interacted with your family member. It isn't just the knowledge of anatomy that will help these 5 million patients, but the humility, compassion, and respect that we've gained while caring for your loved one in a time when they were at their most vulnerable. From the DO class of 2024, we want to thank you again for the invaluable contribution to healthcare.
The evening hangs beneath the moon, a silver thread on darkened dune, with closing eyes and resting head, I know that sleep is coming soon. Upon my pillow, safe in bed, a thousand pictures fill my head. I cannot may come both dark and deep, of flying wings and deep, as I
Good afternoon to all. My name is Mohammed Abdul Jalil. I'm the 2024 Doctor of Podiatric in Medicine and Surgery class president. It is my personal honor to be here with you all to celebrate the life of your loved ones. This day is about your loved ones dedicating their lives to science, growth, and understanding of the complex makeup of the human body. The human body is so intricate, detailed, and nonetheless beautiful. We are all gathered here today as human beings. We all come from different walks of life, share different languages, cultures, beliefs, and so forth. One thing that unites us all is that we are all human beings. I know it may seem obvious that we are all human beings, but I think it's something we all tend to forget sometimes. Your loved ones meant the world to you, and I'm certain you meant the world to them. I know their time has passed, but those memories will forever last. One of my uncles passed away a few years ago. He was one of my favorite uncles. But what stays with me today is his smile, character, personality, and his kindness. I am sure that each and every one of you has at least one memory in store with your loved ones that will bring both a mix of joy and sadness, and that is okay. Each person is different, not just from the way your loved ones live their lives, but also from the inside. I remember during one of our anatomy labs, or just in general in all of our anatomy labs, we would see different donor bodies that varied in so many ways, be it arteries merging or splitting at different locations, or muscles that may be missing or in excess. It truly taught me personally that each and every single one of my future patients will be different and will require different ways of integrating treatment, just tailored specifically to them, and not so more of a generalized form. Science is always evolving. New theories, discoveries, and advancements have been made and are taking place as we speak. Without your loved ones and individuals like them and their sacrifices, I honestly don't know where medicine would be today. Life is both a blessing and a gift. We all know we each have an expiration date, a time that we will pass on away, and a new generation will come after us. On behalf of the class of 2024 and the DPM program, we sincerely thank you and your contributions to medicine. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Katie Graham, and I'm the class president for the Doctor of Physical Therapy program, class of 2023. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us here today as we honor the gift each of your loved ones has given to Des Moines University and its students. I also want to thank Des Moines University and everyone involved in this dedication ceremony for continuing the tradition of honoring these donors and families, even during the pandemic. As physical therapists, we are considered the movement experts. During our 3 years here at DMU, we will learn how to help heal others from their injuries, ease the progression of disease, gain independence, and live a full, active, and healthy life. But before we can do all of that, we need to learn the basics. We need to learn about the miracle that is the human body. During our first semester, we are tasked with learning every bone, muscle, tendon, ligament, artery, and vein in the body. We learn about how these pieces connect and work together so that we can do things like go for a walk or pick up the phone or talk to a loved one. This is no easy feat. Seeing these structures in person and appreciating the specific intricacies within each individual human body is invaluable to our learning experience as well as to our future careers as physical therapists. All of this would not be possible without the generous gift that your loved ones have given to us. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we were unable to have a traditional first year in many ways, and this included our anatomy experience. Much of our learning was done virtually over Zoom or recorded videos, but that made our interactions with the donors so much more vital and impactful. These moments became more than just an opportunity to learn anatomy, but to also go on campus and meet our faculty and our peers in person. And for me and many of my classmates, it was an opportunity to truly appreciate how precious human life is and how extraordinary and unique each human body is. Going to the anatomy lab throughout the semester helped reinvigorate my personal desire to help others live their lives to the fullest. And for that, I am truly thankful for each of these donors' selfless gift. Anatomy is a foundational concept for physical therapists. It's critical to our success in class and in our future careers. But being able to recite every bone or muscle in the human body is not the only thing we need to be a successful clinician. We also need curiosity, humility, resilience, and most of all, I think respect for others. All of these and more we developed during our first year in the anatomy lab and with the help of our donors. I know that we will all be better clinicians and better people thanks to your loved one's donation. And for that, the class of 2023 Doctor of Physical Therapy program will be forever grateful. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Carly Marshall, and I am here today representing the Physician Assistant Class of 2022. Medicine can be a magical lens through which we see the human body. Dr. Rana Adwish wrote this in her book titled In Shock, an autobiography about her experience as a patient with a life-threatening illness that led her to months of hospital stays. This was the first sentence of the book. This compelling statement has remained in my mind since I first started wanting to be a part of the medical field. I actually wrote this in my note phone 3 years ago when I first determined I wanted to become a physician assistant. Practicing medicine is a philosophy that providers will take the necessary signs and symptoms and converge it into a single diagnosis, like the lens of an eye. The PA program here at Des Moines University starts in the summer months, and gross anatomy is one of the first classes we take. The anatomy lab is a fundamental learning experience that our students get to begin acquiring these skills of creating a diagnosis. The anatomy lab was an experience I was highly looking forward to, as I did not have the chance to engage in one in my undergraduate university. After completing the lab in August, I realized how vital it was to my medical education and that I was truly seeing the human body in a new lens that I have never seen before. I was privileged to have the opportunity to learn and understand the complexity and intricate details of our internal systems, and I feel equipped to use this knowledge to educate my future patients and explain just how amazing our human bodies actually are. Never did I picture doing an anatomy lab during a global pandemic, but it'll always be a prominent memory in my time here at Des Moines University. The time we did get to spend with our donors was absolutely incredible, and those hours will be some of the most important aspects of my medical schooling. I believe that I am more grateful for our donors now more than ever. As I progress in my education and in my career, the time with our donors will always be a time of learning and appreciation. I have always had a love for the older population, and our donors have only grown that love. Our 2 donors decided to devote their bodies to science and further my education, and it has inspired me to do the same and sign up to be a donor to educate the next generation of medical providers. Not only did I want to share some of my thoughts with you today, but I also wanted to share some thoughts for my PA cohort. There are 52 students in our cohort, all coming from different backgrounds and kind of appreciating this lab differently. Dr. Butarik, the course director for our anatomy lab in the summer, gave us an assignment to ponder our thoughts on completing a medical donor lab during the COVID-19 pandemic. Taylor Scott, a first-year PA student from Wisconsin, wrote in a poem, "I'm sure you had so much to give when I think about the life you lived. The opportunities to learn from you were also very true." Taylor is truly grateful for the time spent with our donors and realizes that they lived fantastic lives and touched so many people. She has learned so much that she will take with her in her career as a caring and compassionate PA. Emily Delzer, a first-year student from South Dakota, wrote her project on what it is like to attend PA school during a global pandemic. Although it's not specifically about the anatomy lab, I believe it is a powerful message that deserves to be shared with you all today. When it seems the only thing brightening my days is the soft glow of my laptop, I reflect on the ways I can better the world around me. When people around the country struggle to breathe, I feel trapped in the clutches of a rigorous professional program. I realize that the ever-changing platform of online schooling has made me adaptable, flexible, and strengthened my optimism muscle. I know that every aspect of my education will help me be the best provider I can to make every patient who walks through the door feel seen, heard, and valued. This is not about me. Whenever I get caught up in all the minor details of PA school, I find myself reading Emily's reflection as it brings me back to the reality of what's happening around us. It's not about me. Sometimes I find myself in a bubble, separated from the rest of the world and society, and it's hard to relate back onto what is happening around us. It's not about me. This reminds me that being a medical provider is about my patients and what I can do to help them. Our donors also had this selfless view as they donated their bodies to people who they do not know nor will ever meet. It was never about them. It was about contributing to the future of medicine. It's about finding cures for illnesses that have killed thousands. It's about understanding that every body is not the same. There is no standard between all of our patients. It's about seeing the effects of aging and disease firsthand to learn what can happen to our future patients. It's about appreciation for human life. So I want to say thank you on behalf of the PA class of 2022. Thank you to Des Moines University for the opportunity. Thank you to our professors and teaching assistants for teaching us through an online medium. And thank you to our 2 donors. Nothing will compare to the time spent with you.
Though in was waiting too. Lots of folk gathered there, all the friends I knew. All the friends I knew. One star lights the way, restless dream all dawn. Shadows gone till the break of day. Real life's just begun. There's no break, there's no end, just a living on. Wide awake with a smile, going on and Going home, going home. I'm just going home. It's not far, just close by, through an open door. I'm just going
Hello, my name is Hannah Roisner, and I am representing the MSA class of 2022. One has never truly lived until they have done something for someone who can never repay them. If I were to sum up this quote by John Bunyan in one word, I would say this is selflessness. To be selfless, to put someone above yourself without seeking reward, to have courage in allowing someone to learn from your life and your experiences, to allow someone to expand their knowledge at a great expense. It is ultimately to make a difference in one's life. You and your loved ones have demonstrated this characteristic to an extent that we will never be able to fully put into words. You've allowed us to learn about the human body, how one's individual physical characteristics make them the remarkable person they were. We were able to go beyond a 2D PowerPoint slide in the classroom and further grasp how our systems all work together to create a beautiful life. And we were able to imagine the joys and challenges each and every one of your loved ones went through that made them the special and unique person they were. Your loved ones were our first patients, and for the rest of our lives, we will remember them in this opportunity as we go forth into our careers. Your selflessness, though, has impacted us far greater than just learning about the physical side of medicine. It has taught us how to be good humans. I believe this characteristic of being selfless is what would make us, as future healthcare providers and educators, excellent. We can be good at our jobs skill-wise, but none of that matters if we cannot see past the illness and see the person that presents in our office. We must be willing to put our own desires aside so someone else can have the opportunity to flourish, grow, and change someone's life for the better. From the bottom of our hearts, we thank you. You are the reason we can reach for that milestone in medicine, to switch from being a good provider to an excellent one. On behalf of the MSA class of 2022, we are truly grateful. Your selflessness is something we can never repay, but please know that you've made an impact on our paths as future healthcare providers and educators. I hope that one day we can demonstrate this unselfish, generous characteristic that you displayed to our future patients, colleagues, students, friends, and family. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Lily Horst, and I am an osteopathic medical student and an ensign in the United States Navy. I am humbled and honored to be speaking on behalf of my fellow military medical students to the family members and friends of our military donors. I am not someone who always knew that I wanted to join the military. I'm not even someone who always knew that I wanted to be a doctor. I discovered my path through a lot of experience and trial and error. But even more so, I came to know my calling to serve through the influence and guidance of those around me. My grandpa was a Marine, and my sister is now serving as a lawyer in the Navy. It was through their examples that I saw firsthand the commitment to serving others that the military forges in its members. This commitment is fueled through strength, dedication, and sacrifice from those who are serving and have served before me. Military members demonstrate their physical and mental strength every day by facing the unimaginable. They show their dedication by dropping everything and moving to wherever necessary when duty calls. Lastly, service members sacrifice so much. Sometimes it's their safety, or the chance of living near loved ones, or even their lives. I am proud to be part of this military family and grateful for the guidance and example of those who paved the way, especially your loved ones. My path to medicine was drawn through many experiences. One of the major influences on my decision to pursue medicine was my first encounter with a body donor. My high school anatomy and physiology class took a field trip to an anatomy lab where we were able to get an idea of what it would really mean to study human anatomy. With my first glimpse of the donor, I was instantly in awe. The beauty of the human body and all its inner workings were shown to me for the first time. I finally understood what people meant when they called it the art of medicine. But most importantly, I understood the selflessness of that person who had donated their body to science so that I could learn from them. The selfless decision made by that individual allowed me to discover my love of studying the human body and medicine. The impact that body donors have on students is carried with us for the rest of our lives. Through joining the Navy and starting medical school, I have realized that the main qualities of our military members are not much different than those that make a good doctor. Physicians are dedicated to serving their patients and expected to remain strong in difficult situations. Doctors sacrifice many years of their lives studying medicine and often make many personal sacrifices to provide the best care for their patients. And your loved ones made the ultimate sacrifice for us. Not only did they dedicate their lives to serving their country, but they continued to give even after they were gone. By donating their bodies to science, they allowed us to fully understand the workings of the human body and how to treat it when things go wrong. Books and two-dimensional images can only get you so far, and my experience with the donors allowed me to fully grasp the complexity of anatomy and medicine. With this most selfless sacrifice by your family members and friends, I, along with my peers, continue to learn from them every day. They dedicated their lives to serving others in the military and still do so today in our medical education. The knowledge I gained from your loved ones will be carried with me forever and will ultimately make me a better physician for my patients. Their strength, sacrifice, and dedication to serve will never be forgotten. Thank you.
troubles come and my heart burdened be, then I am still and wait here in the silence until you come and sit a while with me. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulder. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I'm on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so on mountains. Raise me up, walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. Raise me up, walk on stormy seas. I am strong and I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up to more than I can be.
There are quite a number of individuals that put this memorial service together and assist greatly in our body donor program. So I'd like to extend a thank you to the University Administration, our Institutional Technology Department, DMU staff, students, faculty, and especially those within the Anatomy Department. Also, thank you to UG2 Facilities Management, Caldwell Parish Funeral Home, Flowers by Anthony, and Dean Brand and his team from the Army National Guard Honor Guard, and for their work for the service today. Finally, to Ed Christofferson, our body donation coordinator, thank you for your incredible work directing the body donor program, working with the donor families, and your tireless work in putting this service together. And finally, to the spirit of our body donors and to their families, our extended DMU family, thank you all for this incredible humanistic gift to Des Moines University. This concludes our annual Body Donor Memorial Service. Thank you all again for viewing this unique and special event. Please stay safe during this unique time in our lives, and we hope that we can get together in the near future as a community to celebrate life and its adventures.